close the windows, so we might just start sweating profusely today. Hello, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. This is the Once Upon a Corgi Podcast, a Crafty Puppy interrupted podcast coming to you from Southern Connecticut. I'm your human host, Gabby, and we have both Audrey, Iron, and Jax here today, but he is just sleeping in a basket of cutout patterns in my sewing nook. But he's here. You can find me everywhere online as Gabigails. I'm most active on Instagram and Once Upon a Corgi and onceuponacorgi.com. Thank you so much for coming back to returning viewers, and hello and welcome to all new viewers. Thank you so much for checking us out. All the show notes will be down below, but we do have a Ravelry group that I am sadly very behind on, so I apologize for that profusely. And I think that's all of our things. It is the last Friday in May in Southern Connecticut. I don't know if I said that. I might have. So it's actually starting to warm up here. We don't have any events or administrative things to get into at the moment. We have 2 days left on a trunk show, so by the time this goes up, you'll have a day left. And that is at Make One Yarn Company in Laverne, California. In case you are in the area and you missed it. Ta-da! So with that, let's get into the crafting. I don't have a ton to show you today, but it's been a very productive week. Just all around. So starting off with what I am wearing for the last and final day of Me Made May. I am wearing my Soldtona crop by Boyland Knitworks in Once Upon a Corgi. The green is Narnia. The reddish is, ooh, that was weird. The red is Ravishing. The gray is Earl Grey, and the blue is Depths Below. And this is on my Isaac DK, which is a non-superwash Polworth and silk. And then Depths Below is our Isaac, which is 100% Polworth held double because I didn't have it dyed up. Are you melting? Are you falling asleep? And I did the smallest size and added one extra repeat to the body for a little bit of length. And I'm wearing the Zinnia skirt from Colette Patterns out of a green linen, which I don't wear enough, but every time I do, I'm pleasantly surprised. And I don't know why, but I don't pick it up. That is what I'm wearing for the final day of Me Made May. I think I already went through my closet and took everything out that I don't really wear, but I am going to pull everything out that I did wear and make a pile and then see what's left over. And then, you know, take into account seasons and stuff. But I'm very excited to kind of see like what I wear a lot, what I should make more of, what patterns I've chosen to sew, and then see if I still want to sew them, if it's going to fit into the wardrobe, or if I just need some like good frosting sews, because everyone needs those. I'm slowly leaning this way. I'm so sorry. I have no finished objects for you this week. I went over a lot last week, but we did just come back from our our craftcation. So we're going to go in order of oldest, and that is in the middle of a row, but hold on. All right, I'm going to get to the end of a row, and then we'll talk. Now that we're at the end of the row, from oldest to newest, I have picked up my Gallbladder shawl. So this is a shawl by Becky Sorensen from the Stringing It Together podcast and Soprano Knits Designs. And this is the perfect amount of like mindless knitting that I needed in my brain. So it is a pieced together shawl, and you start at one end and knit this way. Does that make sense? I'm going to insert a picture here. It's beautiful. It's got a super subtle contrast with the colors that she chose to design it. So I did a similar thing, but instead of doing like a white and a cream, I did Libraries Volume 1 and Lady of Shalott. So you get a little bit of a contrast between them, but it kind of just looks like one colorway all the way through, and I love it. So this has been my mindless TV knitting for the past couple of nights. I did have a little bit of a boo-boo in there where I started purling randomly, but I don't know what happened, so I'm just gonna leave it. And it's so far down here, no one's gonna see it when I wear it. I am knitting this on size 4. Ooh, that was shiny and weird. I'm knitting this on US 4 Knit Pro Zings, interchangeable. I think the pattern calls for a 2 or a 3, but I just went up to a 4 because that's what I had available, as one does. And it's all by weight, so you can do this pattern kind of with as much or as little yardage as you want, which I think is super nice. So we are chugging along. I want to say we're about halfway done with this section. I just love the way it looks. I love the final shape of it, and I'm so excited for it. Not a ton of work has gone into this, just a little bit of mindless knitting for days. And I'm using the project bag that the ladies from, oh my god, why am I having a brain aneurysm? Where did I go? Knit Locally. The ladies from Knit Locally made me this project bag covered in tiny puppies, and I love it. So this has been the project bag for it, as I will assume this is going to be a very big shawl once I get going. The second project that I've been putting a ton of work into and cast on second recently is the Navelli Tee. So I have scissors, I do. I just haven't gotten them, so I have 3 balls of yarn attached to this at the very moment. This is the Novelli Tee by Caitlin Hunter. It is her latest pattern design, and it is a crop top with colorwork lace, not colorwork lace, colorwork on the bottom, and here we are! I really hope it's showing up. It didn't really show up as contrasty as it is in person on the camera last time, so I'm hoping. I love it. In certain lights, it looks just beautiful and muddled, and then in other lights, it really stands out, the color work. I just love this low contrast so much. I definitely do want to knit another one with a higher contrast, maybe just to have as a booth sample so it doesn't get so worn. And it was just such an enjoyable knit. I had such a good time knitting this. It went up super fast for being color work everywhere, all over the place. I am using my hand-dyed yarn, Once Upon a Corgi. The brown is Hearth, the red is Ravishing, and this gray is Earl Grey. So this is my Till Death collection and part of my Till Death collection sweater collection. So we have one in Ravishing, one in Earl Grey, and we have one in Hearth planned for the fall. I'm super excited. So we are chugging along. I again am doing the smallest size, but I went up a needle size. It suggests 4 to like 10 inches positive ease, or like 14, a ton of positive ease. If I do the small size, I will have about 4 to 6 inches positive ease, which I think is perfect for me. I did measure my Mount Pleasant top and based everything off of that because I really like the way that fits. So if my numbers kind of match up to that, then I'll be super happy with it. I'm not a huge fan of super baggy crop tops on me, just because there's not a lot of, I feel like I get lost in them very easily, so. But that's just my preference of style. I'm just so happy with it. I am planning to finish the color work tonight, so then I can just be on the body when we go on vacation next week and zoom through it. I anticipate having a ton of knitting time in the future. And this is in, I am also doing this on my penny base, which is an 80-10-10 superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. I didn't say that the shawl is on my Oliver base, which is 100% superwash merino single ply. And I don't have a sweater out of this base yet, and I'm so excited to have one. It's gonna be so squishy and nice. It already feels so delicious. I'm probably not gonna be able to wear it that much in the summer, but that's fine. And this is living in my Madder Root bag, which I love to death. And I do have 2 skeins. It calls for 2 skeins of the body, so I will be alternating these guys. It is a lightly speckled yarn, so I don't expect too much variation, but just in case. I'll be a good knitter this one time. I am knitting it on my Knitter's Pride Carbons, size US 4. I did a gauge swatch and it was just so tiny on the 3s. So we went up to the 4, and I'm really happy with the way the fabric looks. I find I have to go up a needle size for most things anyway. I just don't like doing gauge swatches. The end. Right. Again, not a ton to say. I've just been working a lot on this, and I'm super excited to get it done. I can see it in the camera lens, and it just makes me so happy. What do you think? Not impressed. The final thing I have been working on. This is a new cast on. What? Where is it? I can't reach that. This is a new cast on. I cast this on for cast this project on Friday as a setup for something to have while I was in New Hampshire last weekend. I went up to New Hampshire to visit one of my best friends from college in her house that she bought last year for Memorial Day weekend. So I cast on a vanilla sock. And I did a 1x1 twisted rib in the Knit Picks colorway Merlot Heathered, and they're stroll base, I believe. And this is White Dog Fiber Co. in her Sweet Romance self-striping. I am going to do an afterthought heel because I didn't think I would get this much done, and I didn't bring my contrast color with me, so afterthought heel it is, I guess. And we are about halfway done with the foot. I don't know what I thought we were going to do that I wouldn't have knitting time, but Saturday, I got there Saturday morning, and then Saturday night we kind of had plans to go out and like go out to a restaurant and get some drinks, but we just ended up staying in and watching Hitchhiker's Guide, which was amazing. And then Sunday was the Memorial Day party, so I spent most of it kind of just hanging out in a lawn chair in the shade watching Audrey because she was having a blast. They had like the frisbee games, and she thought it was for her, so she spent the whole day trying to steal frisbees from people's Memorial Day party games. So I got a ton of knitting done, and then Monday we hung out for a little bit, so I got a little bit of knitting done before I had to drive home. And I'm hoping to finish the toe on the plane. These are regulars, yeah. These are not high, so these should be okay on the plane. It's only Florida. So yeah, I'm hoping I can have a finished sock by next week. There will not be a podcast next week because I will be in Florida, but I might do a little vlog. We'll see. And I think they're bringing my sock mojo back. I think the heat's helping for sure. And just having a lot of instant gratification is helping because I feel like I'm in the middle of all of the big projects, so I'm not seeing progress on anything, but I know it's happening. You know that feeling? Yeah. Here is the cake. I love this color. She does have an Etsy shop. I will link it in the show notes, but it's just such a beautiful, muted color palette. I love it so much. I have one more self-striping colorway by her. I have to knit through all my self-striping. This is in my Baby Matter root bag, which I love with all of my heart forever and ever. And I'm knitting this on a US 1 2.25 millimeter with 64 stitches, magic loop style. That's basically it. I don't think I have anything else on the needles. I do have the Northeasterly blanket, and I do want to pick that up again. We switched around the living room a little bit, so I've moved my spot, and I moved my blanket from the bed to the couch in hopes that maybe I'll just work on it while we watch TV. We don't have a ton of shows going on right now, so we don't really have a set TV schedule. But maybe while I watch Call the Midwife, I'll work on the blanket a little bit. What's up, bud? And that is what I've been working on. I have done no sewing. I am going to sit down and sew an Ogden cami. I need one. They're all cut out. They're right there. There's not, I just don't know what my block is. So I'm hoping if I can get all my work done at a reasonable time tonight, that this will happen. I'm not dying today. And there isn't going to be a shop update, but we are going to go through, reorganize, and recheck all the inventory because things have been things have just been moved around so much. I just want to double check everything. So if that doesn't take as long as I think it's going to take, then I will sew one tonight. That is my hope. Not a ton working on. I have a lot of things I really want to cast on, but I'm not really sure what I want to cast on next. I'm very excited for a lot of things. I just don't know what's exciting me the most to cast it on. I don't know if I want to do more shop stuff or if I want to dig into the stash a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll cast on another Novelli. So that is it for the crafting. If you are not here for shop update or beyond crafting, thank you so much for watching. And if you are here for both of those, let us continue on. Shop update. So it is May 31st. And there's not going to be a shop update today. I will be going through the inventory and updating it as I go. So keep an eye on the shop just to see if anything changes. I feel like there's some skeins that have shrunk into the back of the shelf that I've missed in previous updates. Totally possible. But tomorrow morning, releasing round 1 of pre-orders for an advent of Boyland minis and a novella of Boyland minis. They are going to be our advent calendars for this year. So an advent will have 24 10-gram mini skeins and one 100-gram full skein to open for the whole month. And a novella will have 12 10-gram mini skeins and then the one 100-gram skein. That way you can space them out, do the first 12, last 12, whatever you want to do. They will be the same colors, so I'm just going to be pulling 12 colors from the full one. Those are going live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There is a Advent shipping profile that you must choose for the full Advent calendar. It's in the description, it's in the blog post, it's on Instagram. If you do not select it, I will have to cancel your order. I cannot ship it without that shipping profile. So just be aware if you do get a cancel, like an order cancel email, it will email you back when this happens that it's because you did not select the correct shipping profile. The 12-gram mini skeins can do the regular one because they just don't weigh as much. We are working on a super cute packaging system to make sure that it still looks really, really good, but just because it's not the sheer amount of stuff going in. Yep, that's it. So yeah, no shop update this week. I am hoping to get back on a full dye schedule in the middle of June. It's just been super weird with all of the like house sitting and vacation and trying to prep for the advent calendars and stuff. So I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things and either do a bi-weekly update or smaller weekly updates. See what works out for the summer months. And then June 15th we have the Yarn Club, which will be our The Office themed 3-month yarn club, and I'm so excited. That one I think kicked off the need to have 4 yarn clubs this year. I am so ready. Woo-hoo. I'm so ready because I need another excuse to watch The Office. So that is our shop update news. I think I'm gonna have a couple. I'm trying to just clean up the shop a little bit now that it's the summer season and just really get ready for fall. If you do want consistent updates about the shop, we do have a weekly newsletter that goes out every Thursday night, and you can sign up for that on the website at onceuponacorgi.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage. And that's it for shop update. I think that's it. We've got advent calendars coming out, and in a couple weeks we got a yarn club signed up coming out. We mailed out the yarn club for this month. Yep, we're good. We're fine. We're caught up. I feel like my brain is melting out of my ears. And the rest of this is Beyond Crafting. It is going to be a pretty short episode this week. So Beyond Crafting, I did say earlier that I went to New Hampshire over the weekend and it was a ton of fun. Did you just scare yourself? No. And now, as I said before, we are going on vacation next week. So this is sort of like a last minute vacation thing. By last minute, I mean like we've known for a month, but usually I know about my vacations months and months and months ahead of time. So we are leaving at like 5 o'clock in the morning on the 4th, and we are coming back midday on the 8th. So I am taking June 3rd to 9th off as vacation. The shop will be up. Just any orders that are placed will not ship until the 10th. I will not be answering emails. I'm gonna try and not even look at emails while we're gone. I will be scheduling Instagram posts, so I've got a bunch of shawl pairings and 2-color pairings and Navelli Tee color ideas that I'm going to schedule to keep posting to kind of just, you know, keep your brain moving a little bit. So we won't be totally dead, but I won't be answering any comments while we are away. Hopefully, we'll see. It's hard when it's just on your phone and it's right there. So definitely keep an eye on the Instagram. We'll be posting a couple new color pairings and stuff. That's shop update news. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you to everybody who commented on what not to wear in Florida, and the answer is wool. Just don't wear it. So we are going through our wardrobe to make sure that we bring enough non-woolly things that we won't pass out. I figured the crop tops would be okay, but I forget that it's a very different heat than like New England heat. I don't know why I didn't learn my lesson in Nashville when I was like, oh, I love the heat. I can handle this. And then we got out of the car in Nashville and I thought I was dying. I think a lot of people thought we were dying. There were multiple times people asked if we were okay. We're not made for the warmth. I forget how far north we are sometimes. Yeah. And as you can probably hear, we're trying to do all of the laundry. So when we get back, we don't have to do any cleaning. We did a huge clean out of the apartment yesterday and emptied out like half of our closet of just random stuff. from the past couple apartments and just piles of things we've been collecting that don't go to anything. So it feels really nice. We just did a big get rid of stuff and it looks amazing. I do have a bunch of yarn I'm going to be putting up on a Destash account on Instagram, Gabigail's Destash, surprise. And I'll link to that Instagram account. A lot of it's going to be basically just pay for the shipping kind of thing. I'm not totally sure where I got some of this yarn. I know some of them were gifts and I really love them, but I don't think I'm going to knit with them, and I'd rather have them go to a home where they're going to be knit and loved as much as they possibly can be, or were I got as like grab bags for the yarn crawls and stuff that we do over the summer. So that'll be happening. I'm going to try and get that all set up before we go on vacation as well. And yeah, my plan is basically to read a ton, knit a ton, and eat as much as I possibly can. It is restaurant week in Naples when we are going, so we are sitting down and kind of picking out where we're gonna go, and I'm so excited for some of them. Yeah, I'm just excited for a very relaxing vacation. I feel like the past month or so, I've been doing other work other than like the yarn dyeing thing, but it hasn't been the relaxation that I needed to kind of like reboot my brain and sort of fight off this burnout feeling that has been sinking in for the past couple of months. So I'm just, we'll go. They're not yarny people, so I won't even, like, it's just gonna be a complete like shut off from the fibers for a little while, which I think is what I need to kind of reboot myself. You just need head scritches while I talk. And yeah, that's basically it. We finished Mead Made May. Pulled through. We got a photo for every day. I mean, I wasn't wearing 2 of them, but that's fine. It's okay. We were really busy yesterday, and I'm super excited to like go through more stuff. I want to do a fabric destash, I think, and kind of whittle out things that have been in my fabric stash that I'm not going to use for like everyday stuff. I know the SCA stuff sits longer than usual, but that's because that's a lot of planning before we cut into that fabric. So I'm that's probably going to happen soon too. I want to go through and just reorganize everything. We're not moving, as far as I know, anytime soon to anywhere, but I would just like the apartment to be ready where like if we had to move on a dime, we could just slide everything out the window into a truck and go. It's my dream. That's how I want to live my life. Ready to run. Is that weird? Probably. All right. I am going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the shop, supporting the podcast, and letting me do this as my full-time job. Sometimes I think, what am I doing? And then other times I think, like, this is the lifestyle that you wanted to live. And because of yarn, you're able to do that and be able to, like, pay my bills. And also be with my dogs as much as possible. Right, bud? Yeah? Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.